Amazing.
Yeah, you're okay.
Here we go.
Hello! Welcome to Odyssey of the Dragonlords. Actually, welcome to Roll for Ball. I know the name of the stream. I am your DM, Ben Competence. These are the Dragonlords. Say hello, Dragonlords.
Welcome to Roll for Ball.
Hi, Dragon Lords.
That's my
We
line.
are...
That's all of our lines.
And then we have our roll for initiative. We are a D&D live stream doing adventures in Thylia, a Greek mythologically inspired setting. Our four heroes... Oh, how to summarize it. Our heroes chosen by prophecy... I could do this. Chosen by prophecy to fight back the wrath of the Titans before the 500-year Oath of Peace ends. In their efforts to do this, they have had many adventures, met many new people and friends, and come into a boat. They have a boat that can sail the oceans, or sail the seas of Thylia without getting struck down, probably. They've resolved the daddy of all daddy issues in the previous session. Cannot possibly summarize that quickly, but they are here now. They have the means they need to face the Titans. They have their own ship, the Dryad. And they will get ready to... They are getting ready, I think, to head back to Mitros, the capital city, but it is up to them wherever they want to go. I will introduce each of the players one by one. I'm going to throw you all a curveball. I want to introduce you, your character, and what your character's favorite show or book would be. Throwing you a curveball here. And I'm putting you on the spot. I know some of you would want to go on Wikipedia and stuff like that. Jen.
Okay. No idea about the book, but I am Jennifer. I play Crayorin, the wood elf monk. Pow pow! Favorite book? I mean, I don't know. I would imagine it would be something like, what is that one by, like, The Art of War or something?
Oh,
But he'd probably I think he'd read it and then be like, oh, this is boring. I just want to punch stuff. And then, you know, I think that would be the extent of his reading ability for that book.
That is fair. That is a wonderful... I'm going to come up with more of these weird questions. We have announcements after this, but I want to finish the introductions. Allie, you're up.
Okay, this is very challenging for me. Okay, so I'm Allie. My character's name is Callista. She is a satyr who is a bard warlock multiclass, and gonna wiggle a little bit because I don't know if she'd have a favorite per se, but
that's fine.
I mean, I'm tempted to go with the Odyssey just for, like, you know, thematic reasons, but probably, I want to say, honestly, like, it wouldn't even be a book. It would probably be like Midsummer Night's Dream or something like that.
I was expecting Real Housewives. This is great.
I mean, you know, she wouldn't really binge watch TV, but she would absolutely devour romance novels in her spare time.
Perfect. Tammy, if you would introduce yourself, your character, and their favorite book or show.
I'm Tammy. I play Kiki, the Triton barbarian fighter multiclassed as well. Daughter of Pythor, so therefore demigoddess. And her favorite book / movie / animated series, whatever you want to call it, kind of goes with Reed's background, The Little Mermaid.
Nice.
All iterations of The Little Mermaid, like the horror version, the Disney version, like every possible version is her favorite because it reminds her of home. Every aspect of each.
Even the important version?
Even the what?
Nothing, never mind.
Oh, yeah, okay. Anyways.
I demand an answer. Okay, perfect. This is great. It's just a tradition for my dumbass at this point that I still roll a die for the last one. Reed, If you
Yes.
introduce yourself, Euphemian, and your favorite story or book or what have you.
All right, so I'm Reed. I'm playing the wizard Euphemian, and I think Euphemian would probably say that his favorite book is something, ridiculously preposterous like Principia Mathematica by Newton.
Mm-hmm.
But he's totally got a Harlequin romance or something that he's actually working on.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Do you mean
Ah.
do you mean working on like he's writing or working on like he's like just making time to read?
probably both.
Fucking
Did you make
yes.
like
Hell
a
yeah.
real
I
one?
thought you were gonna go with like Machiavelli or something.
No, this is good. This
I feel
is
like you should
good.
make a real one now, Reed.
Oh,
No,
I would.
I mean, with how Euphemian is, I can't help but feel like it would just be just terrible, just tropey as hell.
Mm-hmm.
The ones with the covers with Fabio and those ridiculous poses too, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. So our heroes have the ship, the giant. Oh, wait, we have announcements. Okay. So
I feel like if we do change your hair color, we should totally do like a Fabio like cover for your character with your new hair color.
this
That'd be
is
awesome.
this is a great seg. So those of you that
Maybe
have
we
been
should
here,
get. I'm
Go
gonna
ahead.
just text you guys.
okay. Those of you that have been here know that we had a community drive with bacon points, the Twitch points, and having achieved those, we now have a goal of getting to decide Reed's new hair color. Reed will put the link in the chat from time to time. We'll all put the link in the chat from time to time, and we can all vote on what Reed's hair color will be. So that is going to be happening. Feel free to cast a vote if you feel very strongly. Get multiple devices and cast multiple votes. We'll never be able to tell. So we have that going. That was where we were doing channel points before. We have been talking for a couple weeks, and we are adding a new feature to this stream because you are all so lovely, and we love interacting with you during the stream. So what we're going to be doing, I think, either starting as soon as we can. We're aiming for next week, but we'll see. Viewers, just like our players make tributes to their gods, and they have adoring fans. You guys can pay tributes to the heroes of this story, and you will be able to use channel points to be able to give them boosts in die rolls, to give them gifts that can show up in their during their downtime. To even be able to purchase clues for them is something that we're looking at. We're looking at a system for a few different things. Nothing game breaking, but allowing you guys to help out from time to time. So that'll be on its way. I completely forgot what else. What other announcements did we have? If anybody has any, or should we get into this?
Muted. The only thing that I could think of would be that we want to go through and remind everybody that on our Discord we are picking up questions for our question and answer session that we're going to have in conjunction with our 50th episode.
Yes, it'll be a live Q&A there. It'll be delightful. 1 second.
Could submit them not just through the Discord, but our Facebook, our Instagram, and even our Twitter as well.
Mhm.
We'll be taking them wherever they come in and compiling them for us to go over on our session.
Yes. Oh, I also forgot. We are not showing them off right now, but we have. I forgot about this. We are having. We have someone who sent us gifts a little while ago. We put them up on the stream, and Fatima sent us some nice little decorations, and she sent them because she's a fan of the stream and also wanted to show off her. Oh, everybody does have their things besides me. Okay, now I'm a jerk. I do have this button with me. If you go to the link that we put in the Twitch chat and you use the code ROLLFORBOWL, all one word, all caps, you'll get a discount on her store. She makes some wonderful, delightful stuff that we're showing off here. Feel free to check it out. We have a few things going on. It is weird that we have announcements. It is weird. I think our heroes are level 6. Did we... Have we addressed everything? Did I miss anything? It's very possible.
Promo code for the store If
Mhm.
you have promo code, I believe it is Roll for Bull,
Yeah, all in
all
word.
one word, you get, I
Mhm.
believe you get 15% off.
Yes.
U.S. residents, because
Yes.
she doesn't
Uh,
get to up here in the north yet.
Alex, oh yeah, Alex said they wanted to use Pocket Bacon to send little helpful items like the sponsors in the Hunger Games. That is exactly our intention. It's for you guys to be able to spend items to give them a 1d4 blessing that they can redeem, or random common items that they'll get during long rests. Or we're adding one thing called Bercy's Vision. She's the prophet, the oracle in the game, where if you guys spend a lot, they can ask the DM one question for a clue later during the long rest. We got a few things, and you guys will be able to help out with those. Heroes of Thylia, Dragon Lords, chosen of prophecy, haunted, cursed, lost, the demigoddess. Are you ready to begin? Then,
Yahoo!
You know it.
then you had just cast off from Miletus, Euphemian's home island. A fire put out, which is kind of the signature of this group. When they leave a place, it's kind of how they tag things. You have a few new crew members with you. Melanthios, I looked up his name. Melanthios, the opportunistic bard. Clothos, who has never done anything wrong in her life, and we know this. And a few other people seeking a new life or just traveling to the mainland to reclaim their old lives, having been liberated by Euphemian and crew. You are on the ship. I don't think that there's much that I have so many notes in my head, and there's so many ship-related hijinks in the future. I'm trying to remember everything. I'm going to create like a time paradox in a second. Is there anything that you guys want to be doing at the first leg of this adventure as the ship is starting to leave before I head into the rest of it?
Nothing in particular for me.
All right. It will take you about 3 days to get from Miletus to Mitros, if that's where you're going. Let me clarify. Before the stream, you said you were planning to go to Mitros, but that is a conversation that you guys can finalize or have here if you want to discuss this. Because, yeah, there will be the plan of where to go next. Where would you like to go?
No, God Mommy is calling for us, so.
Oh yeah. Don't want to
You
piss her off anymore, and she's already very impatient, yelling at us from the back porch. And we're still not coming.
She's not yelling at you. She doesn't yell. She doesn't have to, nor does she ever need to
No,
repeat
she doesn't
herself.
have to, exactly.
What was that thing that you said there, Cal, from last stream? It's like, am I understood?
Yeah. Yeah. The ocean around you, Kiki, you would have seen a lot of the ocean and the beach. The thing is, as you're all sailing out here, it is rare to get to sail in the seas of Thylia. There are some parts of it that are navigable. The path to Miletus is steady enough, and but it's also very easy to get turned around. There are stories of sailors and adventurers who get lost trying to find a simple way around or out when they try and go too far from the continent. And also, there's the Wrath of Sidon, the Titan of Storms, who very violently gets final say on who gets to sail in these waters. The reason you needed this ship to be able to navigate this. And all of that is to say that having a smooth sailing from Miletus to Mitros is actually a very rare thing, and especially on peaceful terms, to get to see. I'm rolling. I rolled a random. I rolled a die. Callista, unless you have something you wanted to introduce in your story, I would say this would probably be one of your first times out on the ocean. this whole thing, and I wanted to know,
Ever, yeah.
what Callista would be thinking looking out of the water.
I mean, I guess, yeah, aside from obviously the journey here, but
Yeah.
but yeah, I think for Callista it's a little just unsettling to just be surrounded by water, because she's not a terrible swimmer, but she doesn't like enjoy it. So there's definitely just kind of a lot of anxiety at like the knowledge that if something happened, there is nothing to like ground herself. So I think it's a lot of like, it starts out as a lot of anxiety, and then she kind of would go through the what do you call it when you like make someone get over a fear by like exposing them?
Immersion therapy.
Yeah.
Therapy, yeah.
I think she would just hang out near the edge of the boat for a while and try to, force herself to get used to it.
Kiki not realizing how unused to being on the ocean is. I'm all excited, and I'm talking about how really far down everything is below, and it's like so far and so dark and so cold, and all the beautiful colored fishes here and there, but then you've got all kinds of other things on the very, very bottom, and I'm just describing everything, both actually pretty and monstrous, not even
Cal is
realizing that she's like,
Cal is like really, really like, oh, okay, trying to be nice,
so
but
I'm
it's
really
like,
helping
please
with her
stop.
therapy.
Just a lot of staring off into the distance, like,
I want Kiki. I want Kiki to roll a history check with advantage.
Okay. Oh, let's go into Kiki's sheet. History with advantage. There is history. That is a 17 and an 18.
Okay, I'm gonna send you a few notes about some of the things that you would be able to tell her about.
Ooh, okay.
Actually afraid of the ocean. Ellie is just like, things I hate it.
We're not going to talk about that one animal in the big deep water. We learned that lesson.
See, I can handle it, but also like don't put me there physically. You know what I mean?
Let me see. One more thing. Okay, I'm sending you 6 things. Actually, I'm gonna roll one. Actually, I'm gonna roll on this. I'm gonna send you 3 things on this. Yes.
That sounded like a yes.
Oh, there are some things that I cut out of here because I was trying to decide which ones to give you, because some of these are clues for things that can happen. That can happen later, and some things that, like, Kiki, you can decide. I'm going to give you these 3 things, and you can decide what your relationship with them is. Like, maybe you've heard stories, maybe they're in your past, because you were quite the warrior before you met these people. So I sent you these 3 facts. These could be stories that you've heard. You can integrate them into your character however you want, and they can come up now or later. Yes.
So, you know what? I will go ahead and I'll mention all 3 because I'm just completely rambling at this point because this is something that I'm kind of familiar with and I've been there and I've lived this and all that and da 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 da. So I'm like motor mouth. I'm not stopping. I don't notice how uncomfortable Callista might be. So I'm going to be telling her about, sometimes when I was on the ocean on the boat, and then there were dolphins that were swimming along the ship that I would hop over and swim with them and chit chat and everything and join in with them. And then I would automatically flip over to encountering pirates here and there and fighting off the pirates and get away from them, or like bashing their ship and watching them sink as we're sailing off into the sunset kind of thing. And then there's also about like these entire moving islands, there are like literally there one day and then gone the next. I don't know. I've heard it. I've seen things. Maybe I might have had too much to drink, that maybe I fell asleep on the edge of the boat. And then when I woke up, we had sailed past the islands. I don't really know if that's true or not. And I'm like rambling.
Wonderful.
I think once it turns into storytelling instead of just like descriptions.
I'm hopping from one to the other.
Callista's like making like frantic notes, like literally just it's not even like a top to bottom notes. It's literally just scattered in like circles, just like an idea bubble chart of just Kiki backstory, like
a word cloud.
Yes, thank you. And eventually I would say that like while that absolutely will increase her anxiety when she tries to sleep at night, in the interim, the storytelling is helpful.
Always remember me dancing, or not dancing with the dolphins, but swimming with the dolphins, and swimming and hopping out, and how I talked to Crayon. I talked dolphin one time.
That is
just remember the silly things like that.
Fantastic. Truly fantastic. So, what was I going to say? You guys will be spending 3 days out here. I can fast forward ahead, but is there anything that any of you want to do in the meantime?
I think what I would be doing throughout.
Jen, I got your next one.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead. Okay. Go ahead.
What I would be doing for the majority of the time, I think I would be sort of spending time at the main mast and just sort of communing with the boat itself.
Okay. Yeah. Roll a religion check.
How inappropriate are you looking when you're doing this?
That's a natural 20, so...
Holy crap!
If it's a striptease, she's into it.
You are looking at the ship. And as you're sailing, this is the first time this ship has sailed in a very, very long time. And this is the first time the ship has sailed not to war or glory. And so there's this moment of clarity when you're moving along the ship. I talked to you before about it being able to communicate with you by sort of mutually evoking memories. With the context of that being mostly how the ship communicates at this point, is there a question you'd like to ask it? Or a thing you'd like to say?
I think at this point it would just be sort of, getting to know you. We're here, we're establishing our presence. We want to be less horrible than Esther, and even though we can't get rid of him per se, we want to make sure that we're doing good and that folk are taken care of.
And I think that when you say this, you're going to recall in your mind one of her memories. A dryad lives as long as the tree that their soul is bound to grows. And I think you're going to, through her, remember this moment when she was sitting at the base of the tree trunk that was vast and reaching out through the ceiling of the cave, breaking in so the light can shine down below. And this vast garden of beautiful flowers of every kind, and the flowing brook, and just the sounds of creatures moving through the cave, the water flowing, and this peace. And she just looks out and just sighs and smiles. And that's just the memory she puts in your head right now as you're sailing through the ocean. You feel her gratitude. I see Perfect Zebulon. I know who that is. Thank you for following. Thank you for coming. Cray, is there anything you'd like to do right now?
I think because of the cloak that Euphemian had given to Cray,
Mm-hmm.
I think he's a little less. I think he's be like Callista a little bit. Like he's played in the ocean a bit and been near beaches and stuff, but has never actually sailed away that I can think of. Especially with the stuff he did for his aunt. So I think he'd be a little bit worried and scared, but then because of the cloak, he'd be a little he'll have a little bit more, I guess, confidence. So in that, if Kiki goes into the water, I think he would join Kiki. Just frolicking in the water like two, I don't know, manatees or whatever. And then whatever, dolphins. Whatever. Manatees, dolphins, whatever. Potato. And would probably like he'd also he loves to climb because he's climbed the Colossus, he's climbed trees and stuff. I think he'd like just be like one of those, what are those called? Sea monkey, whatever. Those people
spider monkeys.
Yeah, like the people on the boat that like climb up, and then he'd probably be in the crow's nest, probably chatting up whoever is there. Probably doesn't even want to talk to Cray. Wait, it's a ghost ship, so he couldn't really talk to anybody, could he? Well, whatever.
Yeah, he could talk. There's multiple people on the ship to talk to.
But would any of them want to climb up like him and climb all the way up into the crow's nest and stuff?
I think Clothos probably.
Oh no, no. If he goes up there and she's like, he totally sees her there, she'd probably be like, nope, and just climb right back down.
Yeah, I think like you go up, you climb up, and she's like, hi, and you just climb back down. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly that.
Okay, perfect. I thank you, Reed. Thank you for your characters. This is wonderful. Jen, I sent you something privately. Some knowledge that you would have. I didn't give you the same role and context that Kiki has because of her history, but I did slide you a little bit of information that I think, of the list of details I'm willing to give out, is something that Krarin would know for the reason I gave you. You can share it now or later. It's up to you.
I think I would feel that if Kiki thinks, because he trusts her because of all of her experience. So if she's all like, hey, it's okay to go swimming, he'd be like, let's go swimming then.
Perfect.
Is the boat tall enough that we can't like splash our friends with water?
Oh yeah, it's way too tall for that.
Super tall.
Oh, okay, too bad. Because I'd be like,
that would be great. That would take like a heck of a strength check. Which you're welcome to try. You can certainly try.
No.
I was gonna say that at one point when we're frolicking in the water, I'll just go ahead and cast Water Walk on Cray while he's having fun swimming, and then all of it just bobbing.
That's fantastic.
But I will offer that to you guys as well if you want to come and have a bit of time. We'll just kind of stop the boat and walk on the water and enjoy that. No, not Callista. Okay.
We're just frolicking this session. I love you guys.
I mean, y'all frolic as much as you want. I will absolutely provide some mood music, but I'm not getting in the water.
This is great.
I don't see you.
I love the amount of frolicking that's happening here.
Callista's just jamming out the Beach Boys up on the.
Oh
Mhm.
my
On the-
god!
This is great. What was it? So yeah, so the time passes for a moment of peace. These moments that get to prologue and epilogue the other destiny of these characters. In time, you see Mitros in a way on the horizon, in a way that you haven't really seen it before, which is to say, coming into the docks with the Colossus at the edge of it, seeming to greet you as you see the city ahead and the palace in the far distance up on the hill, and all of the Siren's Roost and all of those places by the dock as you come in, sailing. And as you do, crowds immediately beginning to form from the strange sight, and not everybody understands. Great, Euphemian, I love that. Alex, I love the Top Gun reference. This is good. I like this chat. Not everybody in the docks understands what this ship is, but they know that the heroes have been on a journey and they see this massive ship come together. And there starts to be a number of people gathering for what they're sure is part of this adventure. As you guys pull up, and Clotho, let me see. Clotho would stand next to Euphemian and go, "Okay, so we're going to Mitros right away then, right at the front. People are waiting for us. Is that right?"
Muted. Yes, that's correct. We're hoping to get out. We do have engagements that we do have to keep up to.
Okay. Do you need somebody to watch the ship for a little while or hang out back here? Because that can happen if you need. Because you've done a great job of liberating me, so I thought that I would help protect the ship for you, if that's what you wanted.
With as much respect as I can muster, I do not trust you to watch the ship. I barely know you, and what I do know of you, I don't particularly like.
Why don't you trust me? What have I done wrong to you?
I do know what you tried to do with my friend's ring.
Okay, but what did I do to you? I didn't do anything to you. And your friend got to keep their ring, so I don't really think that there was even any harm done. Allegedly.
Indeed. Regardless,
Okay, so
perhaps it would be best if you made your way ashore.
she looks out at all the people that are. She's okay. Yeah, okay. And Melanthius comes up to Callista and goes, "So, which one of us announces the presence? Because if you want to do it because you're you, that's great. But if it's me, I can introduce all four of you, who I'm given to understand are a very big deal. So,
I would love to hear what you've got. Honestly, hadn't even really given it any thought at all. So, sounds like you're more prepared than I am. Yeah, that would be great. Honestly, like
I
I would love to hear it.
I would be honored to demonstrate my worth and value to this crew as a currently loyal member of the Dryad.
Dryad.
Yeah, make sure you
Um,
get the ship name right when you announce it. And then I'm gonna just like slip him like a gold, just as like a little tip.
And he says, "Thanks." He takes the gold, he looks at it, and he bites it just to make sure. And he goes, "You never be too careful. Someone's always
No,
trying to
not at
pull
all.
something." Yeah, people have the tricks. And he winks at you.
Are you gonna stick around, or are you gonna like stick around and meet us, or are you gonna come with us after this?
You gonna give me a reason to stay?
I mean, I just gave you one. There's more.
Well, let's talk to him.
Just the tip.
And putting two horny bards in the room together and just like discovering nuclear energy. So we'll say, if you guys have any plans if you guys want to let Melanthius introduce you, you can, the rest of you, or you could just like go about this your own way. Like he's offering to Callista, but you guys can just disembark or whatever. It's your call.
I think I would let him start and then just exit with no ceremony.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
It would be super, like, if he tries to do that for Cray would just be, like, so super awkward. Just be like, I don't know, the most awkward way you can think of. That would be how Cray would exit.
I absolutely am going to hang back and go last, and as he's announcing, even though they're kind of, like, not taking it seriously at all, I'm going to just be, like, just casting off, like, minor illusion and thaumaturgy to, like, make, like, trumpets and, like, get everyone's attention, and then, like, glitter, and, like, you know, make it very much a spectacle, even though they're just, like, walking straight off.
Yeah, and he'll just so he can stand up when the ship gets there. Yeah, he'll join you, do some of those spectacles, some of those illusions, and clacking his fingers to make those sparks. And he will just say, "Attention, people of Mitros! I present to you the heroes of your land, of mine, the heroes of Thylia. Bring to you on the good ship Triad." He goes, introducing the four, as you know, the easily broken, but never quite stain broken, Krarin, who has been defeated countless times, but has defeated many more, including a former compatriot. Yeah, it just as you, including a former compatriot of mine. And look at his humility; he doesn't even have time for ceremony. Introducing Kiana. Demigoddess, princess, powerful warrior, almost killed me one time, no hard feelings. That is the nature of these things, and I give every respect to your hero of Thylia, of many titles. And he like does this show of like blue and silver pyrotechnics, Kiki, if you want to descend.
As I walk by him, I'll kind of roll my eyes, but I'm smiling, and I just kind of shove him a little bit for him to kind of stumble as I go by.
Did you see shove him aside a little bit, you said? Or what was
I just kind of push him on the shoulder or whatever, just to kind of like balance him a bit.
And he goes, oh, okay. Next, the intelligent, the wise, and the humble man of very complicated origins that I'm still trying to understand.
And
you got caught. Was that
yell behind me?
I'm
going to yell just, and handsome.
And handsome. Beautiful. Not saying that just for me, but there are people amongst the crew that seem to think so, those of you that are writing those stories. And he says, he goes, I present to you probably Euphemian. And he lights up a bunch of like a bunch of purple and green and pink sparklers in the air as you Euphemian descend if you want to do that or you want to do anything else.
I would just walk down as if this was, something that happened every day of my life and totally unfazed by it.
As you're seeing this, all of the people are just seeing each of you and are cheering. And one moment when you guys are getting down, people are like crowding you, and it's like kind of like one of those celebrity things where like, do you remember how Kyra was fighting hordes of like fans off at the Olympics? Like, you don't have Kyra here right now. Like, people are like really trying to like get you to like sign something of theirs or sign them, and some people are throwing gold at you and silver. If any of you want to try and catch any of it, you can roll dice on that. And then what was it? You guys are gonna roll 2d12 each, just trying to catch if you want to stop and pick up gold while this is happening. And
I do like deflect missiles type thing, grab it, but then like give it back to like some kid or something.
Yeah, I was literally having the same thought of like, catching it and then just like tossing it back even further.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. You guys take it, throwing those things back. This man comes up to
I
you
love that.
and goes, Curran, it's me. And he like shouts at somebody. You've never seen this guy fucking before in your life. There's no way that you know him. There's no way you've even forgotten him. Like he's talking to you like he's friends, like fucking fans. Am I right? And he goes up and he goes, Curran. He goes, Curran, I've heard so much of your stories, and I very much want you to live. I would be very sad if you died. My wife and I, that's not important. But listen, and he has this bag, and he holds up this bag, and he holds it to you, and goes, these are for you because I would be sad if you died again, and I'd be very sad if you died again, and I missed it. And so he thrusts this bag at you. If you want to see this, do you want to take the bag or no?
Well, I'll take the bag and be like, who's near me? Is there anyone near me? Like any of my
any of the three of them.
friends?
Any of the three of them can be near you if you want. The Callista's not down there yet.
Whoever is near me, I'll be like, oh, what do I do? Kiki? You fit me in?
Look at what it is.
Thank you.
You do you want to check what it is? You
Just
open the
very
bag.
carefully opening the bag.
You look in, and there's just like a fuck ton of bottles that are all red and glowing. And he goes, my friends and I, we are fans of yours, and we talk about what you've done, and so we took up a collection. And he goes, there are 6 of them. There's one from each of us. There's 6 of them. There's one from each of us. But that one is for me. And he puts like the second bottle. They're all the same. He goes, that one's for me, but they're from the 6 of us. And I want you to remember that. And then my wife said, if you get time later, come visit me.
Can I just give him a big hug?
Yes. Okay, you give him a big hug, and his body just goes fucking stiff. Just like completely like, I didn't think I'd get this far. And he like you hug him, and he just like says, and he just says like quietly, I love you. You have 6 potions of healing from this guy.
Oh my
Wow.
god.
Wow. So I hug him and say,
hug the stranger.
I know, like
Oh,
compared to it only took 43 episodes for him to actually be nice to other people.
We
But
finished our arc. Thank you for coming to Odyssey of the Dragon Lords.
if you recall what an asshole he was in the beginning. But yeah, so I think he grabs this bag, notices it's that, hugs the guy, and just says, "Thank you." I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I'll do my best. I'm with some really good people. And then I thrust the bag to Kiki because I'm like, honestly, if I died, I won't be able to help
Bag of
anybody.
holding.
I'm just gonna give it. I'll just give it to Kiki, and I'll be like, but remember to keep that bottle. And then just in front of the guy, I'll be like, remember to keep that bottle, just for me, okay? This is that the guy.
Absolutely.
This is the guy. Who, oh yeah, she's gonna keep the bottle, or he's gonna keep the bottle.
Yeah.
And he just like completely stands still.
I need your name.
Let me grab his name real fast. His name will be Adrastos. There we go.
Adrastos.
I'm putting it in the chats.
Yeah, because it doesn't sound like Jen said it the same.
Yeah.
Yep.
And yeah, and what was it? When this happens, this woman is this like very small sort of like wisp of a woman is gonna come up to Kiki and just gonna like she would be like kind of a smallish satyr. And she's gonna come up to Kiki and be like, "Excuse me, miss, and you're the demigoddess, right? That's what they said."
Yes, that's true. Yes.
All right. Well, I don't know if it's too much of a request. And well, back when she's in a second, Callista, she goes, "I don't know if it's too much of a hardship to ask, but I was hoping that if you ever got to see one of the Titans, and just I don't think they can hear me right now, but if you ever got to see one, I was hoping maybe with Sidon, maybe you could just like fuck him up real bad, just like real bad, just because he made my life a hell for the past few weeks, and I've never liked him. I've never liked having. Just if you could do that for me, can you do? You know what? Here, you know what? She pulls out this. She pulls out this other these two bottles and hands it to you. They're glowing purple. And she hands them to you and goes, "If you can just do that." And then just one time, I don't know how Titans work, but if he has like if he has a dick you can punch him in, can you tell him that that's for me? I would really appreciate that. If you just tell them it's from Smeal, it would make me mean a lot to me because he's an asshole.
It would be my pleasure, Smeal.
Thank you. He just completely just break that asshole is all I'm saying. Thank you very much.
Now I
and
want to
she-
know what happens. Oh my god.
And I'll
you find 2 potions of resistance.
Oh.
Melanthios is basically gonna say, and last but of course not the least, the heart of the group, the most beautiful member of the heroes of Thylia, and my partner in show business, of course. Other partner, yes. This is Callista. I haven't been able to get a lot about her past, but I assure you it is mysterious and that the reveal would be amazing. And he goes, Callista, and he like fires off these blue and silver sparkles for you as people cheer for you, and you're blowing these kisses and everything. Oh, this is wonderful. You guys are coming down. The 4 of you are down here. These crowds are crazy for you, and over the next few minutes, they're going to give you a lot of gifts. The total amount, if you want to take them, 10 plus 1 arrows. You got the 6 potions, 4 potions of climbing, and 2 more potions of resistance.
So 4 potions of resistance altogether?
Yep. I'm gonna say the last 2 potions of resistance, and 1 of climbing, are going to be brought to Euphemian, and they're gonna be presented with basically saying, I have a member of the academy wishes to thank you for your I see it's this very stoic elf would approach you, like totally not hyped like the rest of the guys. Say, the Academy would like to thank you for your presence before, and knows that though you have many adventures ahead of you, they are appreciative that you would consider making time to speak at their academy again in the future, possibly participate in more debates and discussions. And they encourage you to continue bringing greatness to yourself and to Mitros and to your alma mater. And they hand you these. They would provide you 2 of the potions of resistance and 1 of the potions of climbing.
Okay. I think as I'm going
Our
through this, I've got
sponsors.
like a couple of mage hands out,
Mhm.
carrying quills, just signing autographs for me.
Oh my god.
Wonderful.
I love how for this whole entire thing, Korea's like, nope, I'm out of here, and everybody's slowly going doing their thing, and
Oh,
while
Being the
this is happening,
celebrity.
could I have run up back to the boat and talked to the bard and say something to like, don't forget the boat, don't forget to introduce the boat,
why?
because this is important. Everybody has to know this is the Dryad.
And he doesn't know the story, so he's just like, he just goes, and also they came aboard the Dryad, the finest ship made of the finest wood, truly worthy of the heroes and the gods. Did you make it yourself? They didn't make it themselves, but it's got quite a story behind it. And when you hear it, and then he says, you hear the beating of wings in the sky,
Uh-oh.
and you look and you see up. Those you see looming through the sky, this young silver dragon looping and making these big flourishing circles around the dock, and everyone pointing up and chanting. Some of them like still focused on Cray. You have a fucking. It is an all gender inclusive fan club of like, any show or story or musical group that has like the dark brooding one, and like everybody is just horny for that person. Like you have horny fanboys and girls. And, like,
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
I can fix him.
yeah. Oh, there is. By the way, you guys are fame level 8 now. You were 6 before, but you've been 8.
Oh.
And I will go into this more. But I wanted to clarify that I'm acting from a place of fame level 8, and reasons for that will be coming. But basically, everybody knows that you left to carry out more of this mission after you participated in the Great Games and all that stuff you did. So this is a combination of your word spreading and time and other stuff that's come up since then. So that's you guys are in the general populace for the first time since you've hit that fame level is what's happening here. I did not make that fully clear before. But yeah, no, there's a big I can fix him energy around Craze fans because you guys legitimately have fans now. Like all of you have separate fandoms.
Euphemian is like Nick Carter, and
Yeah.
Crayorin is like Kevin.
Yes.
I love it.
I think if I'm thinking of like fandoms, I think that like lots of fan fiction about Euphemian's adventures, lots of sponsorship deals for Kiki, Crayorin, lots of corny fan art people, and Callista could basically do modeling and interviews for the rest of her life and just talk about her.
Influencer now?
You're basically, I think, is kind of the relationships you guys have, but the way people have built you up since you've been gone. It's been like
Guys, I'm out.
Yeah, retired.
If you think I had sex orgies before.
Well, Callista's still got those origami birds, right? So she sends those out to people that she wants to influence, and they make a little tweet.
Yeah,
and,
they tweet.
you know.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh.
That's perfect.
Do we literally make Twitter
You
in
made
the
Twitter.
Odyssey of the Dragon
Yeah,
Lord?
you send out the little birds and they fly out and tell everybody what's trending.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Thank you all
It's
for coming to
canon.
the stream. We do nonsense. Um,
Oh yeah.
Which is such a change from the last 2 episodes, because the last 2 episodes were like dark, man. They were like heavy.
mhm. The beating of the wings, this dragon looping over the ship, making fast speeding circles around the Colossus. I want each of you to make perception checks.
Perception. How do I? Where's my mouse? Did my?
You failed your perception check if you have to ask.
Jesus Christ.
Dang!
That's another 20.
You maybe
Natural 20 for
think about
him.
that 20s all session.
That's a 6 for
8.
PT.
Ew.
11.
Okay.
Oh man.
I'm going to say all of you see this, and you guys can guess who it is. But Euphemia, you look up, and you see not only do you see the silver dragon Icarus, the spoiled and vain young dragon of the King Acostus. You also see up there a figure on the dragon holding a spear or weapon of some kind. That's as far as you can make it out from here. But there's someone definitely navigating Icarus. Just flying. And everyone's sort of like, as you guys are doing this, you hear a bunch of people just sort of like, oh, it's Icarus. Oh, do you think that he's here? Like people just like really excited. This does not happen.
I'd like to send out my manifest mind.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to get it closer. I'm gonna reach one hand onto Kiki's shoulder as sort of stabilize myself, and I'm going to share the senses of the manifest mind as it goes up to see what's up.
Lovely. I don't fully. You got to recommend how manifest mind will help your vision here because I don't remember that part.
I can share its senses.
Mm-hmm.
So
how far can you create it?
It can go up to 300 feet away.
Okay, perfect. I don't like you. Give me 1 second. So you send this up, and you see when you look up there, King Acostus in full, very shiny, very beautiful battle armor with a finely tuned adamantine spear. Roll insight.
Okay.
Um,
That's where I'm a Viking.
Mm.
Oof.
6.
right. Okay, 6. Okay. Yeah, it's really hard to tell like, what the intent is, except that he has this, and he's looping around. He seems to be coming closer and closer to you guys, and sort of swooping, like dive bombing down towards the ship, and then just swoops, slows, stops, and lands. Like Icarus lands very majestically on one of the shops across from the ship, and sort of kneels, and sort of the dragon kneels in reverence and lets his flags beats him with a flourish, and you see standing up, all of you, King Acostus again, as Reed saw, looking in full beautiful battle armor with a spear, and he steps down. Everyone looks at him, and sort of there's like this hushed reverent silence with between the heroes and the Dryad and all of this, just a very magnificent scene. And King Acostus touches his throat. Those of you that would recognize would immediately know he's using some sort of magic to amplify his voice. And he steps down and says,
It would
or
be
as
just the
he's
absolute most bitch thing to just counterspell that, wouldn't it?
Oh
you
my
want-
god, do it!
No,
Do you want
I'm
to?
not going to.
In
Oh
public.
god. Fuck, that would have been so awesome.
Taking our beef public, guys.
I don't know. He's coming to say hi.
Mhm.
He's coming to say.
Just like how Clothos wants to go and like watch the ship.
Uh-huh.
You know what's funny is she really did, and I'll go into that later.
Oh dear, of course.
Um,
Well,
We're great at
but
this.
what I was going to say, King Costa steps down and goes, "Welcome back. You are indeed great warriors. I see you have succeeded in taking command of the Ultros, my ancestor's ship. It does look powerful and majestic. Truly an incredible and ancient relic from an age past. I'm sure it'll be good for the people of Mitros to see this and to see what the heroes can accomplish. But I would urge you again that if we are to face against the Titans and to stand strong against them, we need more than that." And he steps off, steps to the side, and he goes, "We need a greater source." We need a greater source of strength than a relic. Give me one moment.
Oh, I so want to interrupt him and say it's called the Dryad, you asshole.
And he goes,
well, that's what we called it. I don't know if it's her. It's not her real name.
No, that's her real name now.
and he goes,
Now.
"We need." He goes, "What we need is true power." And he slams the spear into the roof. And in a move that you could tell is extremely rehearsed, Icarus just rears up his head, and just roars out this massive ice breath, like in the air, like the complete opposite of the pyrotechnics you guys were doing. And you hear everybody just sort of have this reverent as he makes this demonstration. And he says, "What you have done is admirable, noble, and I bid you stay in my city for as long as you need to plan your next steps. I will be planning mine to protect the people of Mitros, and I am sure that I would appreciate any service that you can lend, and I will be glad to offer you any of my wisdom and resources. Welcome home. This is your hour of victory. Together."
I will step. Oh,
Mhm.
sorry.
Okay.
Oh, go
He
ahead.
says-
Finish.
Or he says, "Together, we will have a victory against the Titans. Thank you for bringing this Railcom to me. I
was gonna say that I was gonna step forward. Thank you for this grandiose welcome, but as I'm sure you're aware, we're here at the request of Her Majesty the Queen Valis's request. So best we not keep her waiting.
And you will not have to, for my queen, the goddess, will be here soon. I wanted to herald her presence as well, but she wishes to speak with you.
Can I also step forward and just do a similar thing? I'm going to use thaumaturgy. And I will also project my voice, and I'm just going to say, and thank you, Costas, for this most glorious gift that you have given us. This beautiful ship that we have been able to claim, and you've given us to use for our journeys. We are truly grateful and indebted to you.
Excellent.
He is now a dryad, by the way. And it would be beneficial for all of us to recognize her as such in her coming glory as she moves into the current age and helps us in our quest. At your great kindness.
I want you to roll persuasion.
Okay. No pressure. Okay. Persuasion, that is a total of 20.
Okay. He looks at you and you see his face his eyebrows sort of twitch a little bit, and he goes, "The Dryad, then, if that is what you name it, then I will honor that request." And he seemed to sort of look at you. Melanthius turns to Callista and goes, "Did I miss something here? I don't think you."
I'll explain it to you later, don't worry.
I'll wait. Well, I don't need to wait for Kiki for this next part, but pretty soon. What was I gonna say? Oh, there you are. Hello, my friend.
I'm listening.
So as you guys are doing, you hear a bunch of shouting in the distance, like very excited, joyful shouting, but like down the dock. And you see in a little bit this chariot led by these absolutely beautiful golden horses running forth, and you see in the chariot just this completely gorgeously decorated, ornate vehicle, and standing atop it with one hand at the edge, you see Valis in just full ceremonial regalia, and you know her well. She's clearly been in makeup for like 6 hours. You know her well enough. And she comes out, and Nina Costas says, "My wife and goddess of wisdom, Valis. Let us celebrate our queen." He says that everybody just cheers. And Valis looks up at him and nods approvingly. I want each of you to roll insight.
Freya's been like, if there, I don't know if there's a chance to, but
4.
We'll
10 for Kiki.
insight.
I used up all my good rolls.
16.
16. Okay, so 16. I think that's 16. She looks at all of you. No, you know what? Valis is too hard to read. I can't give it a 16. But she looks at all of you. I will no at 16. I'll say she'll make eye contact with Cray, and this sort of slight nod after she makes a look at Acostus, and then she looks at Cray like, "Okay, now down to business." Kind of like acknowledging Acostus is like a formality. Now we're here.
Could Cray do a deep bow to her, not to the king?
Yes, roll performance, please.
Oh boy. Cray falls in his face.
Oh no, this isn't.
Oh yeah, 4.
I'm gonna say that you do this, and you make this bow to her, and it's so deep and so reverent that it's just like the nuances of what are happening here is not lost on anybody. What's
son of a
happening?
bitch.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's,
well.
it's like not subtle shade. It's like everybody being like, "Oh, okay." And Alice looks at you, and just her eyebrows just raised, like, "Oh, okay." So that's how you want to play this. Like, she doesn't mind having your ego stroked, but also like, play the game, motherfucker. So she's like, "Oh, okay." So we're just being explicit now. It's kind of her face.
Oh, yeah. Trey is not one for subtlety, that's for sure.
And Valis says, "Welcome. You have returned, and I imagine you've been on quite the journey, but it seems to have been successful. The ship was, you said, the Dryad." And she looks at Callista. "Thank you. You have great work to do for the coming days. Many matters that we need to discuss. I would wish to discuss those with you in private, for security, for safety. But, what was I going to say?" And she says, "We want to tend to you and your crew. And also, my sister has something she wishes to discuss with you. She's resting right now. But she has some news for you of her own. My king," and she looks at Acosta, says, "thank you for giving them a hero's welcome. I humbly ask that I may have time to consult with them." And he says, and he bows and says, "But of course, my queen." She says, "Thank you." Looks at all of you, and you see her just sort of, and she says, before she, I'm going to say she invites you all. The chariot will be big enough to have space for all of you, for the four of you, and she would invite you all aboard it. I'm going to say she's sort of like glides one hand towards the chariot and gives no other explanation.
All right.
Oh yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we understand.
Yep.
Before you guys get on, her hand was like gesturing, and it stops you for a moment before you guys get on, and she goes, "Are you well?"
Mhm.
I'm gonna say going
Yeah.
forward, you just fucking roll insight checks if you want to know what Valis is really
Yep,
saying. 'Cause
yep.
Yeah.
Well,
that's
like,
just gonna be an ongoing thing.
Hell yes.
I've
Okay.
not been cursed. I'm a
Mhm.
9.
Oh, fuck. 9. Cray is rolling like
3.
garbage
Me
today.
with that 22.
Craig can't believe
Yes.
he hugged someone.
So the rest of you, she's like asking this, and it seems like a weird question. Like, mechanically, you've had a long rest, but she's just
Oh,
she
how-
is basically, as much as she can, she's kind of just saying, "Are you guys tired? Like, do you want to have a council meeting right now? Do you want to just meet up with me later and rest? Like, do you need healing magic? Like, I haven't seen you in 6 fucking days.
Yeah.
Like, are you okay?" Is kind of, she's not going to push you. She wants you to be there, but she wants you to like also, say something if you need anything.
I think with that insight, I think I would say something to the extent of like, the journey here was actually quite lovely and undisturbed and very restful, my queen. Thank you for asking.
And she just moves her hand to let you all aboard the chariot. Does anybody want to do anything before she takes you back to the palace?
I think
I'll do-
big bow to our adoring crowd.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, you just. I think that.
if I can find that guy,
Mhm.
the guy who
Adrastus.
addressed us, yeah, I'll just, if I can find him, I'll be like, do like, I don't know, like, I see you, like,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, absolutely.
You're
Yeah,
the
you.
man.
And so what was it? Yeah, you point to him, and he just says, "Great. It's like, this guy has no shame.
That's funny because that's totally the Jen move at the end of every session. So to have it
That's
come back is
it's
just
all full circle. It's all full circle. So what was I gonna say? As you guys go, people are throwing coins at you, and I just rolled, and like as you guys are leaving, let's see, I rolled a number that's 21 gold coins get thrown onto the floor of the chariot, and Valis doesn't really acknowledge them. Looks at you for a moment, just like analyzing you, and then just doesn't say anything and watches. And as you guys move ahead, and you see people cheering as you guys head through the city to the palace.
Once we're a little bit out of immediate line of sight, I'll get my mage hand to go down and pick him up.
Alice is going to go. Oh, and then as you pick all this up, sure, you one by one you get the these gold coins.
Slapping down at my legs as I'm feeling the mage hand around my ankles.
What do you say?
Cool.
Try
You've
and
been there
wrest
before.
someone out of the mage hand. With that?
It's like, be cool. Act like you've been here before.
So you guys make your way up to the palace, and when you get there, you disembark at the stairs, and Valis says, "We're having food prepared for all of you. Also, my sister wishes to speak with you about what she has reveals." And she just she walks up to the staircase and just almost glides up there. Just assuming you guys are gonna like let her go ahead of you, and then she walks into the palace. You guys could follow in, and cut me off if you don't. I assume that you do, but you guys follow in, and you smell like wine and prepared meats and bacon and fruit and all kinds of like this feast that's being prepared. And Valis leads you in. You see all the guards and people just rushing around, and she goes, "It seemed appropriate to acknowledge what you've done so far, and to provide honor to each of you. That is what one does whenever someone has done something great for them." And she walks in and she goes, "Now, I'd have to imagine, did you want to speak now of my concerns? Did you want to speak to my sister, perhaps?" And she looks at Callista, kind of her eyes like scanning Callista, like, what choice are you going to make here?
I'm going to...
No, go ahead. No, go for it.
I was hoping just to sort of step in and avoid the awkwardness.
Mm-hmm.
I believe if I know your sister, she's practically fit to burst at this point. Perhaps it would be best to take care of that presently. And we can steel ourselves for bad news later.
Why do you assume that I have bad news?
Concerns usually are bad news. At least in my experience.
Euphemian, you can sometimes be brash, and some of your actions are within the moment. I often see that you are able to harvest some rewards from those. I hope that you enjoy the gold that fell into my chariot. But I wanted to thank you as well for speaking your mind. Can be an uncomfortable thing to do. I let my sister share her stories with me, it is appreciated. And she doesn't really clarify what she means beyond that. Like, she's watching her words very carefully right here.
Kenny's freaking out about this. Oh my god, what's going on?
So what do you guys? And she goes, "I will see you when you want to speak with me. I'll be in this hall." And she heads off to presumably go dine while you guys do your thing. Is there anything that you guys want to do before going to go see Kyra? She's in your room, by the way, the guest room you guys were staying in.
Okay. I was taking up the gold. I was going to give it to Valis after it had fallen out. I'll just she's got a throne there. I'll just leave the little pile of gold on the arm
Put it on the little
throne.
table right beside the door when you come in. You know that you put your mail on, your keys. Little change dish.
Except there's like gold in there.
But apart from that, let's go see Kyra.
Excellent. I was honestly just seeing if anybody picked up the gold in the chariot at all. That was my only question. That's why whenever you did it, she said, "Oh." She was like, "Oh, apparently this gold is yours. That's in my chariot that I lent you." Was kind of her thought process there.
My thought was just, we're in a chariot. It's gonna roll out if we're not, if somebody doesn't do something about it.
That's fair. That's fair.
So I was just picking it up for her benefit, but
you didn't do anything wrong. She's just Valis has got an ego. So you guys get to the door. You open this door. This big double door opens, and you see laying on the bed, completely sprawled out, with her toga and her fallen laurel was like completely flayed out, and you hear this voice go, if that's lunch, I can you bring me maybe 3 plates of bacon, a plate of grapes, some wine, and we have
would love
chicken.
As she's saying all this, I think Cray will run and like jump into the bed with her.
Dog pile.
And she'll jump in and she jumped in and she leaves up. She's, "What are you?" She grabs Craig, just kisses him right on the face, just completely kisses him, and grabs him and goes, "It has been so long." And you see her face. She looks like she hasn't slept, and she's a little worn out. And she goes, "It has been so long."
Just hug her really, really tight.
I need you to tell me something. Hold on. I get like a
Okay.
and she's. Did you have any character growth while I was gone?
Cray hugged a stranger as soon as we got here.
What? And she's the scroll and the quill appear. And
I was gonna say no.
I missed that. That could have been the end of a chapter.
I believe you missed my backstory. There were
so many witnesses.
Reconciliation with my father. It was a whole thing.
It was huge.
I'm gonna kill Valis. I don't mean that.
Y'all, I totally miss Kyra so much. Holy shit.
And she comes over. She goes, "I have to know with your dad. You had a backstory with your dad, and it's done now." Okay, that's fine.
Burned the house.
Come on.
I assume on the trip I would have had time to like write everything out in detail and duplicate it. And so I'll just slip her a copy of all of my notes.
Oh, yeah. So she looks. She goes, "Thanks, Callie." Thanks, Callie. And she comes over and just gives you this hug. She goes, sorry, I smell really bad.
You're fine. We just got off a boat. Everything smells like fish.
I know.
Hey.
No offense, Kiki.
And she does prestige.
Now the truth comes out.
She does prestige on Callista and on Euphemia and on Craven. And she just and she sits up and she goes, so you're okay?
As
Did
much as
you-
to be expected.
Yeah, I mean, y'all keep telling her about it. I just wanted to give her my copy.
What about you? Did you already have, she looks at Euphemia, she goes, you already have your dad is my brother, and also you're a princess, and what did I miss? Are you immortal? Like what else did I miss from you? Are you secretly the Theria?
Who, me?
Yeah, you.
I don't think I've had any revelations like that. I'm still normal. I'm still me.
Callista may have a new boyfriend.
Yeah.
I-
And Euphemia bought me a dress.
It's a
Bought me
working
dress.
relationship.
I
He
like
bought you
being a
dress?
dolphin.
So random.
That's so cute. And you see her just like be not phased that Callista might be in another relationship, but definitely fixated that Euphemia and Kiki's story might be moving ahead.
Oh my god, totally shipping.
You should
Totally.
you should wear it tonight, Kiki.
Yeah.
I was
Ah.
actually planning on putting it because I mean it's worth it to have dinner with the queen. So it's a very beautiful dress. Thank you again, Euphemia. But yes, I'm going to wear it for tonight.
I'm sure you'll look lovely
And-
in it.
And she says,
Blushes.
she goes, oh,
An elbow crush.
I'm sorry, I gotta hold on, it doesn't always work like this.
Do
And
I
she does this last one.
get you
what's
clothes,
that?
Callista? What do you think?
What?
I mean, Kiki's in a nice dress. Do you think we should go shopping?
Oh,
I'm
I mean,
not
we
in a
can.
nice dress yet.
We can if you want.
And you hear Kyra
do
making
we
these like
have time?
you do have time. You hear
Oh.
Kyra making these sort of like chirping, clicking sounds, and then she just, hey, and then you see running into the room from like through one of the adjacent like dressing rooms, runs up, and this squirrel runs up, zooms up around her body and onto her shoulder, and looks up at her like curiously, and she goes, thanks, I told you you're gonna meet them. Listen, I have done a lot of running in the past few days. I was telling Valis about you guys, and then I had an idea. Can I tell you over dinner? Or sorry, lunch. She goes, can I tell you for lunch? And when she says that, we are going to take a break for about 15 minutes.
Son of a bitch! I want to know what the squirrel is
What the
about.
hell has she been
This
doing?
fucker.
This is not the same squirrel we saw earlier,
I
or
was
am I getting
thinking that
mixed up
was
with the
it.
previous?
No, it's gotta be. It's gotta be.
It has
I
to
will-
be.
Okay.
I will see you guys in about 15
Oh, we're not getting an
minutes.
answer. God damn it.
Well, duh.
Thank you all very much.
Are we gonna
well,
have
well-
that poll up about who has
Oh,
the biggest dick?
Okay, so are you told who has the biggest? Oh my god. Well, you paid. Who are we putting
That
on
was-
nominations?
Oh God.
Of course we had to.
I'm phrasing it slightly differently.
Oh dear.
I don't even know. You know what?
I just want for Kyra to be like, squeak, squeak, squeaker, squeak, squeak, squeak.
Squeakily squeak,
Squeaker
squeaker,
squeak.
squeakum.
All right, I'm putting the poll here. You guys can vote with bacon to vote extra. Content does not meet timelines or guidelines. Okay, here we go. I'm saying who wins the measuring contest. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. All
I'll see you
right.
guys in 10 minutes. Feel free to vote on that with your bacon. I'll see you guys very soon.
All right. And And we're live.
We are. Everybody, we cease all dick jokes now. This is a family show. What's
Now
up,
we're talking about
motherfuckers? This is Roll for
titties.
Poll. I don't know why that killed me. I don't know why that got me, but that did. It's such a silly joke and so perfect.
I don't know if you can see it. It says, oh no, you
No.
won't.
Oh yeah.
No,
So-
it's just a white blob.
Oh,
What's it
come
say?
your
Yeah,
tits.
it's
Mm.
Welcome
Just-
back to the stream, everybody. Welcome to Roll for Bolt. We are. I don't see. Was it Slender Aphrodite with longing for a girl?
Has overcome you with longing for a girl. It felt
I don't get the-
appropriate.
I don't get the context, but I appreciate
It's
it.
a Sappho quote.
Oh, okay. Perfect.
Just felt
I love
fitting.
it.
That's all. Since
Also,
we're sharing mugs.
also, squirrel.
Yes, there is a squirrel, and what a squirrel it is. We have. Oops. I think I messed something up on the stream. Okay, no, we didn't. We're good. We're good. We are resuming. I had an announcement, but I can't remember what it was. So,
Should I put the
forget it.
link back in
The
for
poll?
the poll?
Which poll? Yeah. So you put poll. So if you guys want to vote, you can vote on what color you want Reed's hair to be because we have
Stop it.
we have reached a certain fundraiser goal with the bacon points. Now we can vote and we can decide. Personally, I'm hoping for translucent, but we'll see what we can come up with. Yeah, I think we have our heroes all here. Welcome, everybody. Be sure to like, follow. We also have the Discord. You can come in if you want to discuss things with us. We'll be having a Q&A in a few weeks discussing the game. We'll be doing that live, and everyone can submit their questions beforehand.
Also, who won at the poll?
I think
The
it was
biggest
Bull,
measuring.
I think it was Bullbug, which I cheated by putting him on there in the first place. I do regret that. But Euphemian definitely. I think Euphemian got all the points that were second, so that's fantastic. Well earned. The stories
I
are
mean,
true.
Let's face it, the guy's like twice my size just to begin with. If he wasn't packing bigger than me, I'd feel sorry for the dude.
Callista.
Actually,
So
game related here.
Oh, what?
Actually, game related here, Ben.
This
the
is
potion
the end
of
game.
resistance that I have. Is it a specific resistance?
Let me roll for them.
Because I've got 2 and Euphemian's got 2.
I should roll for them. I should have.
Because there's lots.
That was my bad.
No worries.
9642. Radiant, necrotic, force, and cold. Radiant and necrotic are the 2 that you got, and then force and cold are what Reed got.
Use the force.
Okay. All right, so you've got your 2 Euphemian and your potion of climbing that you add to your inventory. I'm going to add the rest to the bag of holding.
Steam wants to know if Reed's ever dyed your hair rainbow.
Nope. Sounds like too much work.
Yeah. So we are with Kyra. I kind of want to skip ahead to the dinner or lunch I've been talking about, the feast. Do you guys want to do that, or you want to do anything first?
I'm okay to skip ahead. Oh,
Yeah.
at some point, can we just like slip in a quick conversation that Cray and I would have had like somewhere between leaving?
Sure.
Okay. I just want to say that at some point I would have pulled Cray aside and kind of given him a quick like, debrief of what Lutheria said to me in my dream.
Mm-hmm.
So basically just like, I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, or like all about your business. And like, quite honestly, this might backfire because you might just be really happy that it's bothering her. But I did want to pass along that Lutheria absolutely threatened the rest of us because you didn't sacrifice appropriately. I don't really care what you do, but it just felt like something you might want to know. Just like passing it along.
Well, considering she's asking for respect when the only thing she's ever done was treat me like a pawn is rich coming from a suit from a titan. I mean,
Yes. I mean, Sidon hit me with lightning, like, the second that I came in to meet her. It was nice to leave him offerings, because, like, that's what you do, right? Like, you just do it, right?
mm, you know, I think we're on the right side of the law. That's something that you do. But I've never really been on the right side.
I mean, like, by all means, keep doing what you want to do. I just wanted to pass it along. I honestly... She is intimidating and very large, but quite frankly, I feel like eventually we're going to probably come head to head with her, so I have to kind of get used to it. So, just...
I mean, true. She's quite large, but she isn't in charge. At least not in my life. So I figured,
This is why we look.
I will give absolute and due respect to those who I feel have earned it. And honestly, the gods have been quite helpful to us, so now we know a little bit more of their past. But we're trying to change things, right? And I mean, you know what? Yeah, I have to say, the first time Kiki punched my lights out, that's probably when I respected her. Let me tell you.
Your
And
standard for respect is very confusing.
it is. But, it takes some time to get into my head.
I mean,
But
I just thought it was something you'd want to know.
no, thank you. Thank
I'm
you.
not
I
here to
should
tell you
say
what to
that.
do.
Yes. No, thank you so much. I mean, I appreciate you looking out. I'll
Also,
keep that
this
in
she's
mind.
less likely to smack me for not telling you. So,
Of course. I will do whatever it takes to help protect you and
Aw.
and our family. But I will not bend my knee to her. I
although
can't.
the family.
Oh God, did I say that?
And then I'm gonna hug him, and I'm just gonna
Oh,
I'm gonna be the obnoxious, like, that like
please.
really long, uncomfortable hug that just goes
No.
for like just way
Just-
too long.
Okay, I'm good, Cal. Thanks. You can let go now.
One last piece.
this is-
Okay.
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Don't tell anybody I said something about family, okay? Like, I mean,
I won't say a word, and I'm like writing it in my.
Did you have your
That is
your
fantastic.
fingers like crossed behind your back?
I won't say anything.
Okay.
Wonderful. Wonderful. I'm actually, I want to move ahead the feast. I want to move it to dinner time. I think I want to push it back just so that we can have evening wear and stuff because that just feels more fun.
Yeah, I'd say I like to have like Cray actually look decent for once.
Okay. We're back a second. Tammy's mom asked what's happening. What's happening is Callista is talking to Cray about the sacrifices that Cray's been making and the honors that Cray's been making to the gods. Because there are the five gods and the two titans. Part of the treaty, catching a lot of people up actually, part of the treaty with the Oath of Peace is that the titans and the gods would agree to support equal worship of each other and that they would share that no matter what. So it's a value that the gods pass on, that are obligated to pass on. Like, okay, even if you don't like the Titans, they still control dream storms. They still you still have to respect what they do. It's kind of been what's been taught for 500 years. And the gods and titans can kind of tell who's been have a vague idea of who's been making offerings and who hasn't. Lutheria has become aware that Crayorin is not making offerings to her, and in the context of all the politics of the gods treaties, Lutheria's reaction has been like, "Look, I know I've been trying to kill you, but that's fucked up, man." And Callista's trying to have a talk with her about it because within the boundaries of the treaties, it is still actually kind of fucked up.
And Lutheria absolutely called me out about it in my dream, so I feel like I have to report back. If only just because it'll make Cray happy to know that he's getting under her skin.
Absolutely.
But I would never say that out loud.
I'm going to say as we get closer to the evening, Kyra basically tells you all that she has plans she has to make and looks at Callista and says, and a lot of reading I have to do. And I'm good. Okay, I'm going to do this. I will see you all very soon. And she just like hustles out the door. So you guys, show of hands, who wants to rush to the dinner scene and who wants to like leave your hands, raise your hand if you want to go straight to the dinner scene, or but if you guys want to like get ready or anything, leave your hand down. I'll do a cut. All right. So we're all just going to just cool. Chris, anything you want to do?
Just to say that, like, I don't want to have to do like a whole scene of it, but I want it when I walk in, instead of like his usual like rags of clothes, he actually looks, I don't know, like a suit. I don't know what Greeks wear, like a suit toga thing. I don't know, but he actually looks good for once. Is what I want to say. He actually cleaned up really nice.
A toga with like the little
like lapels
tie and
tuxedo
painted on it.
Like it has like a bow tie or whatever.
I
have no idea. Whatever it is, whatever. I don't want to do a whole scene on it, but when Cray walks in, he actually looks decent for once.
Yeah, I love this. Kyra's just gonna sit up whenever she sees that. So all of you, come in. You see a number of places set around the table, but it's Kyra and Valis. This chipmunk who's just fucking going to town on this salad on its own plate. And a couple of attendants walking around, and Valis looks at all of you and then goes, "I trust you." No. And she turns and goes, "No," and uses a mage hand and picks up the scroll and sets it down and looks at Kyra. And Kyra just sort of nods, and Valis goes, "I trust you all to make yourselves comfortable." Just resume. Okay, we're not doing whatever. Just look at the scroll like we're not doing whatever the fuck that is today. And she said for you all to feel free to take seats wherever you want along the table. As you all sit, you see just incredible amount of what was it? Just meats, bacon, roast, fruits, vegetables, wines, pitchers of wines all around. And she goes, and Kyra says, Valis says, "My husband would like to send his apologies. He has some planning he has to do for the coming dangers, and I informed him that even though he surely has this situation under control, I still need to honor the vision of Pharisee the Prophet and see through to that in the discussion with each of you. I hope you will forgive him for his priorities." Do each of you want to take a seat there? Is there anything you want to say before you get in or anything like that, or?
Nope, I'll just take a seat.
And Valis says, "We had some things that we wanted to discuss with you." And Kyra goes, "Now?" And Valis goes, "No." And Valis goes, "You have the Ultros, the Dryad. And I told you that it would be necessary, or you were told that it would be necessary. I don't think that you've been given the full scope of what comes next. The Ultros, as you know, is the only ship that can navigate these waters and keep you safe from Sidon's wrath. The Titans, such as they are, still need to have some, as powerful as they are, that they can walk through dreams in the sky and many other gates. They still need to have a foothold in this world. They still need to exist somewhere. And they do out on the waters. I would honor the deals that we have and the oaths that we've made. And I would uphold them. But and Kyra goes, now, and Valis goes, thank you, Kyra, for your contributions. And Kyra just completely fucking shrinks. And Valis says, what I would bid is that you plead your case to each of the Titans, Theria and Sidon. Speak with them. Plead with them for renewal of peace. Do whatever it takes for that peace to happen. Do whatever it takes for that peace to happen. She lets that hang in the air. We've been waiting for a vision from Versi for some time, for years, and she's been trying to cultivate one. So great a task, it took a long time to pull the truth from the ether and the strings of fate. Once we knew, my sister gathered the four of you as quickly as possible. We did not want to tell you how much time was left. We wanted to focus on completing these tasks. But if I understand properly, and Kara says, yeah, and she goes, there are 60 days left until the oath ends.
Oh shit!
How
I mean,
much?
that's Jen.
60.
60?
60. 2 months.
Okay.
She goes, there are 60 days left until the oath ends. And she looks at all of you. There are 60 days to make this right. Jen, before this session started, I asked you to grab a pillow that can track numbers. Would you pull that out now?
That's what you want me to keep track of. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Set a
All
good
right.
little 6-0 on that.
Oh my god, it's not gonna be as pretty as when I actually like make it.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh-ah. Ah. Okay,
Oh my
it'll be
God.
nicer, but that's what we have
That's
so far.
That's a great start. And we're going to be tracking that down when 60 days
Oh
is
my
up.
god.
When 60 days is up, I immediately go into the final act of this.
Oh shit.
Wait, what
Hi.
level are we? Level what? And then we have to
6.
get to like level. I thought this
Higher.
campaign goes to like level 20. We're gonna be
15.
fucked,
I
dudes.
thought it was 15.
Whatever it is.
Regardless, thanks for the anxiety and the pressure and the itchy armpits now. Itchy, sweaty armpits. Thank you.
Woo!
Well,
I
we're
mean,
getting
it's just
we're getting what we paid
apocalypse.
for.
What's the worst that could happen?
Okay. Now here's the thing. 60 days until
Is this
the
Kyra? Is
oath
this
ends.
Kyra or Jen?
No, this is Jen.
Okay.
So of all the quests that we have, I mean, there's still some we have to do, right? Isn't there like? No, we got all the stuff that Versi wanted us to get, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Everything that you've been on the track to get right now is to get the Ultros. And then basically from here on out, Valis is tasking you to try and plead your case to the Titans. And you have 60 days to
Jesus.
stitch this up.
60 days to kiss ass.
And we have no way, like we don't know any way on how to, like after Versi's quests were pretty much like launch free at this point. Like we don't know
Mm-hmm.
what to do, or because it's open world now, right?
Yep, and it's going to take you several days to travel between each island.
Oh, come on.
I will tell you right now, for reasons that have to do with the navigation of, I've been talking about how the waters are weird and winding and things. Traveling from one island to another that you know will always take 3 days, no matter what is going on.
Okay.
I'm watching Reed get processes anxiety in real time.
Gotta unlock those fast travel points, guys.
Yeah, so that's
Oh.
like 20
Waypoints.
stops without
That's 20
any,
stops.
without
And it's-
anything. So,
Uh-huh.
and that's not
So
counting if things go weird in between, which
So you
Mhm.
basically
being
have to do a
D&D.
priority.
Yeah, it never
Mhm.
happens.
Yeah. You basically have to take priority of which islands we need to visit, basically.
Okay.
Valis
Alright.
says. Valis
You
says,
couldn't
"Is
give
this
you could tell us earlier, Valis, so we would have a little more time? 6 days, my
Quick like
goodness, we could
that?
have gone faster. Oh
Okay,
well.
that's
It is
fine.
what it is, I suppose.
Valis gives you a look like, basically like, okay, I'm sure there's a misunderstanding because I am positive you did not just ask me to change this conversation to justify my actions to you. I'm sure I misheard you, so we're just gonna move ahead.
I'm sorry, Valis. I'm sorry, my queen. It's just it's a shock.
We needed you to have. We
need to be
needed you to
fast.
have. You need to be the people that I've seen you be for quite some time now, and you need the support of the people. Thankfully, you've had a chance to show them what you're capable of in recent events, and they've been able to help you. We curry their favor. My husband will be able to help with that.
For the sake
Sign
of
on.
clarity, if I may, at the end of 60 days, what exactly are we expecting to happen? Is this the start of total war, or is it just lights go out, nobody's left?
There goes chaos.
Hmm.
And Valis says, Kyra. She goes, I'm sorry, they set me up. Okay. At the end of 60 days, our oath is done. And everything about our deals with the Titans are up for negotiation. And they don't owe us peace anymore. I think since Sidon controls the storms and this is a coastal city, things get really bad really fast.
You guys
Well,
could step in at that point, right?
and Kyra looks at Valis, like not knowing what to say. And Valis just says, "We will trust you to do what's right." And Kyra just looks at Callista and it's just, you've never seen her like more biting her tongue and just anxious than right now. And Valis says, "We'll do our part." Um, Kyra goes, "You make it sound so scary. We're not leaving."
Hey, how soon will it take for a dragon to hatch? Like, could you at least tell us something like that?
Wait. Leaving?
I said, "We're not," Kyra says.
Okay, but like, see, like nobody said anything about leaving, and then you said that you weren't
She
leaving.
was making it sound ominous. I didn't want you to be scared.
Oh, okay, yeah, nothing scary about this conversation. Okay, sorry, go ahead, Cray.
No,
Um,
I was. If we're gonna have to do this, we're gonna need to do whatever we can. I mean, I don't know if traveling by now. I don't think the dragon would be like mature enough in 60 days. Oh my god.
The only way you could make a dragon mature quickly is with one of those potions that my husband uses. And Kraven, may I ask you a favor?
Of me? I mean, sure, of course, but I'm not
Please have-
exactly responsible, but okay.
Please have
Sorry.
every respect for the dragon that you're raising, should you choose to raise that. The four of you. Please. I want you to all roll insight.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see if I can beat a 5.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a 15.
Okay, I rolled a
17
natural
for Kiki.
18, which is 25.
What did you get, Cray?
Oh, did I not roll?
It did
Nope.
show up.
All right. Well, nope, it popped up. 15. Nope, that didn't come up. Never mind. Let me do it again.
Well, I can look at the logs. It'll show up if it. Let me look at
10.
your logs. Hold on. Your first in. Oh yeah, it doesn't show up on mine. That's so weird. So Cray, you get that there's some weight there, and if Jin gets it, then you can give it to Cray. But the rest of you just heard Valis say "please" twice in one sentence. Like that is as vulnerable as she's going to get this campaign. Something about Cray's suggestion just completely rocked Valis. And Valis says, we know which island Sidon is on, where his foothold is. We know Letheri is too. The problem is that Sidon can confuse the water and the sky. He has dominion over everything between us and him. We have a device, and I'm gonna say, you don't want to say she does, I'm gonna say she sort of twirls her hand and like pulls this mist off of this, like basically like reveals this item that was always on the table that was like sort of invisible until she removed it, the hiding. And you see this little box, and she opens this box and pulls out what looks like a sort of a large compass, like about yay big, a brass compass with, and you see like a bunch of little clockwork and everything in it, but it's not. It doesn't seem to be like actually like moving and responding when she looks at it and turns it around. She looks at it and she says, let me get this name right. She says, this is the Antikythera. And I'll put that in the chat. She says, this is the Antikythera. And she turns it over and she adjusts she turns some knobs on it and sort of rotates some of the gears. And when she does, this red glowing magic begins to flow out and swirl and wind its way through the gears and start to reach for the sky, then just crackle and fade out. And she goes, this is a compass that can tell you any path from one location to another in Thylia. Reading by the stars. Reading by Thylia herself. It deciphers fate and the constellations, and the truth that it sees can't be confused by even the Titans. So this will help you. Unfortunately, a few days ago, and she gestures to it, and as you see, like, I described it crackling out and the gears not moving, she goes, there was sabotage. No one can break any of this, but someone removed one of the gears. We need that back. As is, I'm sure you can find your way to any of the nearer islands, but the ones further away, you would need this. And she holds this, and she sort of holds it up with a mage hand, and her mage hand is like, I'm gonna say, this sort of golden ribbon that wraps around it and lifts it up in the air more than a hand. And she goes, this is yours. And she sort of looks around waiting for one of you to accept it.
I will.
And she nods to you, and it comes and sits in your hand. Give me one moment. I'm going to put this in the Discord. I'm gonna put this in Discord so everybody can see what it looks like. If you want to see it, join the Discord. So yeah, basically, until you guys get the gear for this, you can travel to the closer islands. It'll take 3 days each, and once you get the gear to this, you can travel to any island in the game. To put it in more blatant terms. And she goes, "This is the end of. This is the culmination of Pharisee's plans, and what we have left to do. Finish this compass, convince the Titans, and one way or another bring peace. The Titans are lost in their wrath, and they will do everything they can to use their forces against us. They will have armies and contacts and people everywhere that will help them."
How are we preparing? They have armies. How are we preparing in case they refuse to hear us?
And she looks at you and she's like, it's a small smile smirk at her face. And she turns and she goes, "Kyra, I don't read many stories, but I believe that he set you up." And Kyra goes, "Now?" And Valis goes, "Now." And Kyra jumps up, pushes back a chair, jumps up, and she goes, "We've got people too!" And she opens and she's Mage Hand throws open the door behind her, and you see just some people just walk in. You see a few people. "Hello, good to see you all. It is an honor that I can be welcome at this feast. Look at you, you're so beautiful. You've grown so well for yourself. Isn't it sad?" You see Loris walk forward and see each of you guys. Because actually, "Oh, this food is amazing." Walks and sits down. And the chipmunk runs up and sits on the table and looks up, and Loris goes, "Oh, old friend, I have not seen you in ages." Someone else walks in, and you see Versi, the oracle, walk in and just say, "Oh, everything's gone well and seems to have gone according to plan. I'm pleased to hear that." Walks in and sits down. Chandris steps into the room, looks at all of you, and says, "So I suppose this is the alliance that I have to be a part of if I'm to prove myself. Very well then." Stepping in, you hear these big thundering steps as around coming down the hall. You see with a great sword behind him, Pythor stepping in and going, Pythor looking in and going, "Ah, so we're off to battle and we're off to glory one last time. Well, that's it. I told them I wouldn't miss it. Don't worry." He points at you, and he goes, "Don't worry. That lady of yours, she's keeping things in line while I'm here. Don't worry about that." He comes in, steps in, and then you also hear more powerful footsteps. This other towering figure comes in, and he goes, "Hey!" And he goes, "Hello, hi. I've been waiting for this moment, for this reveal." He goes, "We're going on our adventure at last." And he comes over, and Bulba just picks up Callista from her seat and just kisses her big on the cheek.
He doesn't even have to get me out of the seat. Like, the second I see him, I'm up and running.
Yeah, he just picks you up. He just lifts you all the way up in the air, like lifts you above him and lowers you down and kisses you.
You're safe!
And then he goes, "Of course I am. Of course I am." Because that old man is the sweetest old man. Very quiet though. Sets him down.
Looking at each other, I'm sure as he says it, we all look at each other from across the table and we're like, quiet?
Yeah.
Sweet.
Welcome to sits down. And Kyra goes, "She liked the reveal?" Valis goes, "They loved it, I'm sure." Kyra goes, "Yeah, I worked hard on it though."
It's perfect. It's perfect. Amazing.
Thank you. And Valis goes, "When I was having my sister recount her stories," and she looks at you, Fabian, she goes, it occurred to me that you had built up a lot of friends along the way. Turns out that it's not uncommon in the stories that Kyra tells for friends to come back for moments like these. I've been telling my sister that her speed and wit would be helpful, and I'm glad she's finally able to apply it. And Kyra goes, I had to find all of these people and tell them what was going on. I have been back and forth so many times, and I think that Laureus, I thought he was in Astoria, and then he was in Mitros, and then he was in Astoria, and Laureus goes, I met a woman, what can I say?
Is Seema there?
Seema's not here right now.
Mhm.
I will say that I put thought into the list, and that Valis would not actually consider Seema a viable person. Going off script here, because the only way for Valis or Kyra to know how valuable Seema is to know what Seema's up to, which would be very bad for her. So I couldn't think of a way to rationalize that. So,
Ray
but,
does take note of that for sure. Of course.
Kyra, I'm gonna say at dinner, Kyra, whenever you're looking around, Kyra or Craig, Kyra look at you and go, "Be safe." Versi just says, "So, let the planning commence then." I believe that Chandra has something to say, and Chandra goes, "I didn't." Okay, that's how that works. He goes, I've been wanting to provide some assistance to all of you for some time. The gear has been missing, and I understand where it would be, because when I was investigating what happened at my temple, I learned that Lutheria and Sidon reached out to some people in my temple. Thankfully, they were instructed not to act without consulting with me first, and they didn't get a chance to speak to me. But that means that Lutheria and Sidon would have been looking for somebody who would steal that kind of thing. And when I said that, it, that was when you noticed. He turns to Valis and goes, "That's when you noticed it, right, McQueen?" And Valis says, "Gaius went on a pilgrimage to the Isle of Yonder 3 days ago." And
Who
Chandra
was
goes, "Gaius."
Oh, okay.
Fucking Gaius.
And Chandra goes, "I don't know." She uses his hand, just like, "What can I say?" And like, Chandra looks at you all and goes, "I worship Lutheria." Very don't blame me, I voted for Kudos kind of thing. But Loris goes, "Well, then these heroes, they'll go meet him. They'll go meet them, and they'll be able to convince him to return the gear. We all want the same thing." Pythor goes, "Hardly. We lay siege on the island. All of us together, we could crush it." Valis looks at all of you and goes, Valis looks at Pythor and says, "Thank you, brother." And Pythor goes, "Yeah." She goes, "But we agreed that Verisi's chosen to make decisions as to what moves are made here." Pythor goes, "Oh, so that's already started." Val says, "We need to let them lead. You and I discussed that." I think y'all get the discussion that happened there.
Besides, it's somewhat difficult to lay siege with one boat.
And you have to trust your daughter. She's a soldier for a reason.
That's true. Alright, well, Kiana, what do you think that we should do?
Holy cow. I think we need to think about this. This is not just my decision. Pray, shut up.
Hey, listen, it's not about taking orders anymore. You're the one giving orders now.
Whoa. When did I sign up for this? Okay.
At this point, I
we
Because
need
when
to
you
discuss.
punched my lights
pulled
out,
paper out of my bag.
we
Fiercely
made
just
the
go.
oath of friendship.
Kyra uses a prestidigitation or some of her magic to make a bell chime, and you guys immediately recognize like a ceremonial chime, like at a religious ceremony. Just all the other characters just fall silent for a moment. Whether you guys use up to you, but all the characters fall silent for a moment. She makes this chime, and you see her sitting very regal and very very formal, and she says, "My Verity has something she wishes to say." And Verity looks up, sort of from the sky. Her eyes glaze over into black with constellations within them. And she looks and she says, "I told you the truth, and I regret that I told it with full hope and optimism. I cloud the world with my own desires, and for that I'm sorry. In 60 days, there will be an end. Truly. I do not see." She goes there, she looks down for a second, and she opens it and looks up. She goes, "I do not see the path from here. I know in the stars and in the threads of fate that I have assembled the 4 people that will bring us the best chance of there being a 61st day. But I neither see victory nor defeat. I only know that my hope is well founded." I cannot see past that day, and I am sorry. And her eyes just sort of recede back into her typical blue eyes. And she sits and she looks down, looks at the table, looks away, kind of embarrassed. And Kyra goes, "That wasn't. Thank you. Thank you, Oracle." And she looks at all of you. You can see on Kyra's face that she's clearly troubled. Seriously, having a prophecy of not knowing what to say is just extremely uncomfortable to Kyra up and down. Valis looks meaningfully at Pythor, and Pythor just sort of shifts in his seat. And Bulba goes, "Well, damn it, they've come up with a plan already. Why don't they tell us what it is? Come on, impress them." Callista, you got something. You got a harp.
Huh? I do.
Hmm?
I need to be able to take it with me though in order to use it.
Oh, you want me to carry it? I can do that.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah.
It's a plan so brilliant your head would explode if we even began to tell you about it.
Well, shit. Never mind then. I didn't. You know what? It would be a risk for me to know in the first place, and I have trouble with the law anyway, so I believe you. Anyway, is this for us? Is this all for us? And Valis goes, "Yes." And he just scoops up a handful, and Valis's eyes go wide as he just starts to just devour all of this.
I'm gonna start taking things onto my plate just to make sure that I get a plate.
Yeah.
Oh
I don't know if
yeah.
you guys noticed, but Cray did bring his little. He was taking bacon while we were having chats. I don't know if you noticed
Wonderful.
that. And I had
We
kind of
taking
left
bacon
it.
during this dinner? During this
I'm
dinner?
taking bacon whenever the hell I can because all I had was salted fish for like 6, 7, 8, 9 million days.
Yeah, the whole time that you're taking, every time you take bacon, Valis just looks at you. It looks at the bacon and looks up at you.
Listen,
Like-
it's not gold.
And just looks and just has this look of like, okay. Or I would say your expression is kind of like, you know what you're doing isn't okay, and you also know that I'm going to allow it, which is somehow more annoying. Tammy's mom. Kiki would be. Well, Kiki, were you given the leadership of the ship?
I don't
I
think
think that-
we particularly
I think
said.
Euphemian. Yeah, I think Euphemian sort of took over in
Right.
talking
Gray was
with
gonna
the
do it.
ship.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mhm.
no, we weren't gonna have that happen.
Yeah,
Mm-mm.
no, I was willing to, but then Euphemian stepped up, so he can certainly run with that.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be your number one.
Do you believe
Yeah.
that's my
I
first
wanna
mate?
be your number one.
Um,
Our first matey.
Okay,
Hard
listen,
luck.
you guys, you totally need to have a room now. I mean, oh my god, my god.
We're
We're getting married.
I love this.
We're good.
I love this. So Tronders goes, if you want, I could go with you to the Isle of Yonder, and I can negotiate with Caius. I'm sure that he trusts me for some reason.
Do any of us know what the Isle of Yonder is? Have we heard of it before?
Okay, I will tell you right now, just blanket statement. You guys won't know most of the islands because of the various inaccessibility of most of them. They're very rarely relevant to anybody's lives. But I can give, if any of you want to roll a history check, and then
Why the hell not?
I will give advantage to
Oh,
who will I give
Ooh.
advantage to? Let me double check my notes on this island. Oh god, there's so many great things coming up. Let me double check.
Okay, great for you as a DM, or great for the players because we're fucked. We have so
Some of
many
these are for
islands
you.
to see.
Some of these are for you
so
guys.
excited.
Some of these are for you guys, but let me double check something.
Ray
looking
and
for-
Jen are both like fucking terrified right now.
I need to double check the islands and make sure that I know them. I will give you guys some information about the islands between sessions too.
I've heard it's over yonder.
There. Yeah, I was waiting.
Yeah.
The second I saw that name, I was like, we're gonna be making jokes forever. But
And of course, Reed's the one to start from.
I will say those of you that grew up or had a majority of your life in Mitros can roll history with advantage.
Oh shit, that's still a 10 for me.
History.
Still 19.
Okay, that's a natural 20 for 27.
Whoa! That's a
Good
third one
lord.
this session. Holy shit.
Good lord. Okay, I'm just giving it to Reed.
Save those for combat!
Oh, you're gonna like these ones. Reed, the Isle of Yonder is. I'm gonna message you. You deserve to be the one to get to tell this. I apologize to the audience for a moment.
This is where we can tell bad jokes about Yonder.
Mhm.
I'm sure that there's like a country song out there about Yonder or something else or other.
Isn't that where you've got an anime chick who's like, sometimes
Mhm.
happy and sometimes angry?
I swear to God.
Yeah.
I don't think I know this reference. Now I gotta put it in somewhere, somebody's gotta.
Yeah,
Let
let
me
me
know.
get you the Wikipedia page.
Oh my god.
The island's just out there like, I don't like you like that, baka.
Okay, I'm gonna. God, I can't believe I'm gonna. We're talking about a Sundari. is Sundari when someone won't admit that they like somebody. Yandere is when someone is violently open about their crush on somebody, like they will
Oh,
murder anybody else that talks to that boy.
okay. I'm
Oh, boy.
backwards.
Yeah, and I found that out because one of my friends was explaining the type of anime lady he's into. That was something. Um, okay, Reed, I sent you that. I figured you should know that. You can make up what you want to share and how you know it any way you want. But that seemed like information you have the right to
Okay.
distribute. In the
Do I
meantime,
get
Kyra's
anything
gonna
with a 19?
a 19. I'll retrofit in after Reed talks
Okay,
because I want to honor the nat 20.
sure.
So I'll just let you know. From what I remember of it, that's where the Geigans are from. Seems to me that it's mostly a stronghold of worshippers of Sidon, which I suppose makes sense. Most folk wouldn't come out that way, but you get through enough books and you read pretty much anything about anything.
Hmm.
Um, what was it? Prey, you would definitely know that. You would definitely know that this is a place for followers of Sidon meet. You wouldn't know the rest of that. The fact that the Geigan population seems to be here is rarer information that you would probably come up with. Because yeah, like the Geigans were basically Cyclopean people that you guys sort of know still exist, but Esther Archelander had a bunch of victories, and that was most, as far as most island people or continent people are concerned, the Geigans live out on the island somewhere. What's left of them. Um,
Which is compared to HR Geigans, which are strange, biomechanical looking creatures with
mhm.
4 arms and strangely penis looking bits.
Yeah, yeah.
So
That's
where where
that's
where are where are
that's
these
yonder
guys on the
past yonder.
measuring? Where are these guys on the measuring tape now?
Not applicable.
Nope. Nope.
When Chandris said that Gaius trusts him for some reason, can I make an insight check? I mean, I'm assuming that if Versi let him sit at the table, he's somewhat sincere, but I just
roll,
kind of want to feel him
roll an
out.
insight check.
Eh. I crit 27.
Yes.
Okay, you look, and John says for some reason, that's his version of a joke because he knows that nobody trusts him and that he has been a shit to a lot of people, and he still insists that he's loyal to you guys and helping, but also he knows that that means that he's betraying Lutheria on some level, and also that Gaius is loyal to Sidon in a way where representing Sidon means working with the king while also undermining the king. Like, there's a lot of weird allegiances, and Chandris is like, I know you guys see me as a shady motherfucker. It will not come to you as a surprise if someone else thinks I'm a shady motherfucker. Um, but then also when he says that, at a 20, I'm seeing you looking at him. When you look at him, Kyra gives you this look, and she sort of um, delivers this message spell that's Callista privately, and she says, "He was the one that knew about the missing year." She's explaining to you why he's welcome at the table. Like their whole fixing the Kythera anti-Kythera. Their whole request to restore the anti-Kythera would be dead in the water if Chandris wasn't giving you guys information. Is what she's trying to say.
Okay.
And Lorius goes, "So how did you get here, friend?" And this chipmunk looks up and squirrel looks up and he's got like this huge thing of lettuce now hanging down from his mouth. And Kyra goes, "I was looking for you, and I thought you might be back at the temple, and he just started following me, and he ended up hiding in one of my bags. So I think that we're friends now." And looks up and then just resumes eating the food. Um,
Do I recognize? Does Chris recognize that this is the squirrel from before?
Roll an investigation check, perception check.
Perception.
Roll for squirrel.
Roll for squirrel.
19.
This is so the same fucking squirrel as before that has just been doing weird random shit the entire time they were at the temple.
I will recognize that and give him some like food and nuts and stuff.
He walks over, he's gonna grab one of the nuts and look at it and just
Do you
look
remember
at the
me,
nut,
little buddy?
and he holds the nut back like he's not gonna give it back to you.
I don't
And then
want
he
to
just
take it
like
back, sweetie.
and then he just runs and then just I'm gonna say runs down. He runs down the table, grabs it, turns, hisses at Chandris as well. Chandris goes, "I wasn't even going for that." And then the squirrel just like runs down, jumps off the table, and just starts eating the nut by himself.
Who's that rat from Ice Age or
Scrat.
whatever?
Oh
That's
my
it.
god.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. And Lorius goes, "Oh, so is it to be war then, or?" I'm sure the Titans want something. Everybody wants something. We know that. And he looks over at Euphemian and Kiki.
Well, Listeria wants me dead, so that's one thing, I suppose.
We're not
Well, I
letting you
mean-
have that, sweetie.
I'm sure nobody wants war.
Pythor
No.
goes, "Hey, show
Well-
some respect to your elders."
Wow. Not everybody wants war. I didn't say nobody wants war. Wait, what did I say? Shit.
You said what you said, and it was very confusing.
Welcome to my brain.
There's an ancient scholar that I remember reading once who said, "War. What is it good for?"
Oh no. Nothing.
Pythor goes,
Absolutely nothing.
"Everything!
Say it again.
Everything!"
Come on now, war!
Oh, I think I know this one. Hang on.
Oh my god, I can't believe he just pulled that in the stream. Holy shit.
Chandris turns to Versi and just goes, "So is this what happens whenever you're not guiding everything?" And Versi says, "I gathered them for a reason." Chandris says, "I'm sure you did, dear."
Chaos is somewhat
And-
of a raison d'etre.
And Kyra goes, "C'est vrai." Valis raises an eyebrow and says, "You can sail wherever you need. We will assist. I have matters to take care of here, and I don't think that you need me aboard the Triad." You just
Well-
hear her very much like, "I am not living off of hardtack. Thank you. I have contributed to this mission."
Well, I mean, it was Laura. It
Wait,
was
what?
Loris who was saying something about how everybody wants something, right?
mhm, mhm.
Okay. So I'd like to go off of that and be like, well, everybody wants something. Does anyone have an idea of what they want?
I
Chandra
have it on
says,
good authority that Lutheria wants you dead.
Well,
"I can vouch
I
for
think
that."
everybody knows that. Really, that's almost common knowledge.
I mean, I know she wants you to make proper offerings, but we already talked.
Chandra goes, "Have you not been making proper offerings to Lutheria?"
I've been doing proper offerings to all the ones that I respect, sure.
Can't believe
I'm
I just
She
trying to-
hates
tattled
me
on you. I'm so
anyway.
sorry.
She hates me anyway.
"Yes, but she is a Titan. She's more powerful than the gods." And Valis raises an eyebrow, and Chandra goes, "Well, you know what I mean. I'm sorry. No offense meant. But you still have to show some respect. I'm sorry, I'm here to help you and at great personal risk, but I have to know that I'm helping people that are actually trying to build something better."
Oh, don't worry. Everybody else is.
And Chandris
I
just
mean- 3 out of 4 ain't bad.
well, I've told you all where you can find the gear and where you can find Gaius, and I trust that and you can all trust that I will be available to join the Ultras tomorrow whenever is needed, if you'll excuse me. And he stands up and just excuses himself from the table. He goes, yes,
It's the Dryad.
of course it is. And he goes, my queen, Kyra. And they both look at him, and Kyra just sort of gives this uneasy nod, like she doesn't really know how to play the situation. And Valis just goes, thank you for your consultation, wise Chandris. And he turns and he just leaves as formally as possible, just a mite above formal, to a speed that you can tell is huffy.
Good to see you again.
You see this blue mage hand wave at you while he's leaving.
At least it didn't flip the bird.
He's a tiefling, right? I was surprised he didn't
Yes.
like flick his tail a little bit.
I'm
Ooh.
gonna say he did. I like that. Loris goes, well, we need to be, you know what? It's not my position. I don't know what you've been through. I'm not going to judge you, Craven. I'm sure you have everything at heart. And Bulbug goes, yeah, he was an asshole anyway.
Before I met these people, I was an asshole. I think I still am.
Oh yes.
A
Never
little bit.
mind. But
Yeah.
I'm better. But I'm better than I used to be, and I'd like to say it's because of these people. So when I met 3 out of 4, I really meant it. Somebody needs to be the asshole. I might as well be one.
And
I mean, we could take turns.
Pythor goes, here, and Bulbug just raises a glass and goes, to the asshole! And Valis just tilts her head back. And Bulbug goes,
Fuck, I love
Did I-
Bulbug.
Bulbug goes, I thought it was funny. And Kyra's just sitting there like,
Oh my god.
Valis goes, this is the crew that you've assembled, Kyra? And Kyra goes,
I'm sorry,
Va-
we're very, very mature.
It takes all kinds.
We fight better than we do pretty much anything else.
Well,
Some of us.
some.
Yeah. I'll just toast Kiki at that.
Sure.
All right. Oh my. Okay.
That was at your expense, Cray.
Kiki, have a
Oh.
bardic inspiration, just in case you
Oh.
need it later.
Okay.
I'm gonna throw in your way for that.
And Val says, so, I don't know what to call you, this table. And she looks at Versi, and Versi just sort of looks at her. And Versi looks at her. Versi's the only person more inscrutable than Valis, as Versi just sort of turns and looks at Valis like just complete statue. And Valis says, yes, I suppose it's not my decision to name these alliances now, is it? What would you call this crew? Would you be the crew of the Dryad, or is there some
The
other
Dryad
name?
knots?
Dryads. Oh, go ahead.
The Dryad knots?
Oh my god, yes!
I was gonna say the
Coming in
Dryads.
swinging at you. Oh my god.
What'd you say, Ellie?
So I'm coming in swinging at you, Reed. Oh my god. Okay,
I was
sorry.
thinking the Dryads retaliation, but I kind of like that one.
The Dryad.
Dryad knots. I love it.
Kyra just fucking just like, like
Oh, that's done. It's a done deal. It's the
And
Dryad
Valis
knots.
Yep.
Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep.
Oh my god, we just came up with a party name, dudes.
And it's a pun.
Mhm.
I love it.
Yes, it is.
N-O-T or N-A-U-G-H-T? That's the real question.
Well, or not, like not at all.
No,
And
well, I mean,
Valis makes
Dryad
the chime with
would not K-N-O-T.
Oh,
Fuck!
fuck yes.
Valis
Put in the chat. Put in the chat.
twist her hand, sort of twist her fingers, and this bell chimes, and these guards come forward. Like I mentioned, there's like sometimes these guards here that can be, truly trusted. And one of the guards comes forward, and she goes, and she looks directly at Euphemia and just complete ice lock, and says, "Prepare arrangements for the Dryad Knots and their travels soon." How much time do you need to prepare? Because you can take as much time as you need here.
No, I think we need to. Well, once we have a plan of action, we should go right away. I think.
Perhaps resupply. I do need to perhaps check with the academy briefly. But
Maybe
apart
one
from
day?
that, leave tomorrow.
Leave tomorrow.
Late in the day.
Are we evening time? We're having dinner right now, right?
You are evening time now. At the end of this night,
Okay.
we will count down to 59.
Oh boy. Yeah, I think maybe make your quick errands tomorrow morning and try to get out as early as we can.
Very well. I will arrange that. I will get you your supplies. I will get you the supplies, any supplies that you need, within reason. And I will make arrangements on my side. I believe that my husband will be very busy making his own plans and arrangements, so unfortunately will not benefit from his presence or consultation during this time. My apologies.
We
Is Icarus
totally
here?
understand.
What'd you say, Allie?
Is Icarus going to be around?
Did you want to make time to see Icarus? I'm sure it'd be very fun. I'm sure it'd be very fun. You should absolutely make time for what you would find fun right now.
Well, we're gonna be here overnight anyway. Goodness. What are we
Car-
looking for if not fun?
Kyra says, on that note, can I say something? And Valis goes, I never stopped you. And
Lies.
Kyra says, I'm going to say something, and it's going to sound kind of dark, but go with me on it, okay? Callie, you get it. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't. And 60 days from now, and she looks at Callista for a moment, and she says, we have 60 days. And with this voyage of the Dryad Knots, just subtly reaches out to like fist bump Euphemian. And she goes, this voyage of the Dryad Knots, things can go wrong or right. We might make peace with the Titans and everything might be fine. And maybe this will be a story of love conquering all, but it might not. We just know that we're going to do our best and that we stood for that. And every one of you, before I asked you to come here, I told you that you might not come back from this, and you all understood that. There are a lot of ways where this can be the last night that we get to celebrate together for a while, and we have things to celebrate, so we're going to make puns and jokes, and they're going to be bad, and squirrels are going to run across tables. We get to have fun. So let's do that.
To the
And she raises
assholes.
to the assholes. And Valis just sort of puts her hand along the stem of her cup and just sits there. And that is as much of a toast as you get from her. And Pythorus goes, to the assholes.
I'd imagine the squirrel just bring up his little nut and be like,
Yeah,
or whatever.
I think he would just like, just like chirp, or just like resume eating the nut. And
Could I
yeah.
do a couple of
Mhm.
things? Like, I don't know if you want to close it out,
Yeah.
but there's 2 things
No,
that
no,
Cray
no.
would like to do before we close up for the evening, I guess. For
I
the
I
evening.
am tying up for the session, but I did definitely want you guys to have time to get to end on your terms. So absolutely.
Well, there's 2 things that I want to do. One is, of course, to talk to Seema, which I'll probably, whatever. Oh, hey, hug.
Mhm.
How are you
Mhm.
doing? Kiss, kiss, kiss. That type of thing, and chat type of thing.
Okay,
But
we can definitely do that as well as next session if you want to as well.
yeah, I
But
mean,
yeah.
I don't need to role play it. I just want to say
Mm.
that I went to
Mhm.
go visit Seema.
No.
But but the other thing I wanted to do when everybody's asleep is to go to the temple of Sidon and Letheria and
Mhm.
actually give, um, I don't know, like 5 gold or something.
Mhm.
But when I'm giving the 5 gold to Letheria, I'm saying this isn't for you. This is for my friends. I'm doing it for them. And then, but I'm hoping everybody's doesn't know that I'm gone and I did it.
You feel this cold chill rush through your body when that happens.
Can I give like a
Just
mental? No, no, never mind. I won't.
what do you want to do?
That's it. No, no,
Yeah.
I was gonna do
And
it, but I'm not.
just Lutheria's way of acknowledging that your gift to her was received.
Okay.
Um, is there anything anybody else wants to do? Raise your hand if you want to do something.
Well, I got stuff I want to do, but I think we're okay for tonight.
All right, you guys dine and talk into the evening and share stories. Each of these people discussing with each other and you how you all met, and Laureus's story of how he met Euphemian. Uh, I don't know how much detail Euphemian lets him go into. I'll just put it that way. Um, Bulbug is very interested in that story. Um, Pythor and Kyra joking around. Versi just sort of sitting and just drinking wine, not really saying much. Valis watching all of you, memorizing this moment. Jen, can you turn that to 59?
Oh boy. Okay, guys, here we go. 59.
And
Also, by the way, I'd like to say that for the night, I probably sit beside Valis and just try to be like super, just hang out because she's been so amazing to us no matter what.
I love that. Wonderful.
So it's not a very perfect one. It'll be nicer when we get back, when we do it the next day, but
Mhm.
That's
59. Oh, I don't know if you can see it. 59.
59 days left, everybody. That's where we're going to end this session.
Oof.
Thank
Oof.
you all.
Thank you.
We have been Roll for Bowl. If you enjoyed the session, please follow. We go Monday from 7 p.m. to 10 p.m. We got so much to share with y'all. Okay. So yeah, just putting you guys, I know I said it out before in different chunks, but just to put the rules out there. Sailing from one island to another, no matter what, takes 3 days, no matter what the combination of islands is. And there are 9 islands right now that you can go to without or needing to unlock them. Very little information is available about most of them. If you have a specific idea for an island you want to see, and I imagine some of you do, we can build a path for you to come up with some of them. But also, there's something to be said for just picking an island and going. Every single one of them has adventure, and also things along the way because the road there belongs to Sidon. At day
Wow.
60, we end. We begin the end, I should say.
He's
It's not this final
fair.
session. Let me clarify. Day 60 is not the final session. Day 60 is the beginning of Act 3, no matter what you were doing beforehand.
Yes, like in 60 sessions we're done, but then there'll be like 103 sessions.
Yeah.
This is gone in 60 sessions.
Yeah,
Not
I
in
know.
60 sessions.
I
Um,
swear. How do you do that?
Thank you all. So these people, I'm going to bring it back. These heroes are going to need your support. So next week, we're adding the ability for you guys to use your bacon channel points to give them boosts and help. Versi will be on the ship, and they can talk to her if you guys unlock that as well. Those will be doing this almost. Oh man, it's like I've been setting that up for weeks. But I will see you. So turn up. Do you guys have anything else you want to say before we close out?
We need channel points that add days onto our counter.
Right?
Yeah.
Time travel.
Oh my god.
Fatima, I'll
Oh
be
boy.
adding. Fatima, I will be adding the ability to vote for things next week. Rio's going to be working on the UI for that because we're going to make it fancy. He personally told me it would be absolutely amazing and beautiful and wonderful and have lots of slide transitions, and that if it didn't, that we could all yell at him next session. The only saving grace to any of that is that I made it all up right now to put him on the spot. But besides that,
I do want to say though, thank you, Reed, for everything. Like the beautiful new, overlay. Everything has just been phenomenal, and that's all on Reed. So
yeah, he's done an amazing
you.
job with this. Yeah, the whole
Gorgeous.
he's taken the even when I was running this and it was not as good when I was running this, he was still the one making all the layouts. And I'm just looking at now all of the character cards and everything he's put up on there. He's done a beautiful job. So thank you for that, Reed.
Beautiful,
Thank you.
yes. Well, thank you guys. Oh my gosh. So, okay,
Yeah.
the timer's on. I have a feeling that we're gonna be like
It only took us
texting
43
each other a
sessions
lot.
to get a name.
Oh my
Yeah.
It only took
Right.
43 sessions for like Cray to actually hug somebody. Oh my god. It's not his friends.
Valis is sitting here like, I helped bring together the heroes of prophecy that we've been waiting 500 years for, and they celebrated with a pun. Cool. Cool.
That's why she's off by
I
herself.
mean,
Mm.
she's an oracle. She should have known. She should have known how we beat and how corny we are.
Oh, let me clarify. Valis feels that way. Versi was just like,
Oh,
yeah, no.
sorry.
Versi's just like, yeah. I think Versi doesn't have an opinion on that because she's like, yeah, it's out of my hands. I know that I assembled the right team. That's how my powers work. So I do not care that they look like a bunch of fucking
And like
nerds.
there's
That
this
doesn't bother me.
montage of like all this stupid stuff that we've all done, like Cray's like a dolphin and
Mhm.
like whatever, you know.
I love it. Okay, well, thank you guys. I will see you all next week.
And we'll see
All
you
right.
all next week.
Next
Well,
week.
Thank you, everybody. We
Bye.
Thank you
absolutely love
guys.
you.
We do love you. Thank you.